All right, we're live. How's it going, Luis?
It's good, man. How's it going with you?
It's going all good, all right, great. I want to say, how's the business?
Well, business is good. It's good. Yeah. I mean, a lot of happy customers, and a little bit of the crazy ones too. But it's
It's kind of
mostly everybody. Most of them they're like really good customers. Yeah.
that's the point. I hope that's the way it should be. And in our case, as we develop, we move forward to to the development and the customers. Like we develop thanks to them as well. Yeah. In our very case, like I don't want to spend too much of your time, of course. I just want to, get your the most honest feedback regarding our work together. Because I remember I called you back in like 2022 June. I think it was June, right? And you were working for someone as a employee, from what I
Yeah.
understood. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're working on the tools yourself with your hands every day. Is that how it was?
Yeah. Yeah. All the so I used to run the edger and the drum machine, the pump sander, the buffer, and I will handle all the installs as well, like hardwood, uh LVP, and
Mhm.
so uh I got a lot of experience, on the tools.
If you don't mind me asking, back then when you were working as an employee for some, do you are you okay? Like, would you mind sharing with me like the amount that you were making, realistically speaking, like within a month as an employee doing this work?
Yes. So let me see, I can do the quick math. So it was 950 per
Can be even
day.
approximate numbers. I just
I would say
3,800.
like, yeah, 3,800. Yeah.
Okay, sounds like quite low for a skilled trade guy who knows how to do work, with your hands. Okay, okay. So we started working back in, from remember, December 2022, right?
uh I think we started working on January. I think
Well,
I
oh yeah, yeah. You contacted me in December saying that you will be locked and loaded and ready to go ahead
Yeah.
starting January. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So my question would be like, if you started back in June, I think I already asked you that. Like, do you think you would be ready back then, or you still needed this kind of period of times to get like more confident with your maybe attitude, professional attitude, and work ethic itself? What are your thoughts
Well,
on that?
to be honest, when you contact me, I was just a skeptic about, like what were you actually offering. So, like the whole thing was that although I was already doing side jobs, so I was already handling, customers on a one-on-one basis. So, but like everything that like before like meeting you, I already had some customers, but if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. So what changed in a quality way for you when we started working together, and how was the start? You want to share that with me?
Well, I will say that, to be honest, it was amazing how people can just, respect a brand, and then they see you as a professional, and then you're able to charge premium, and like customers love you, and like they really just want to work with you. So we get the, I noticed that I get the chance to like choose who I want to work for and who I
Yeah,
don't want to work for. So yeah.
I remember that you invested like $250, and I remember that very screenshot. I still have it on me. I actually wanted to send it back to you because you sent me the the proof of the payment along with the text saying like, Walter, this is my last money. I really like count on you. So if I'm not gonna get anything out of it, I'm screwed, because that like lasts like 250 or something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, like, if you don't give me my money back, that was kind of me saying like, you know, I just want you to know like, I mean, I did that because, like, it was the first time I was, like, putting money into the whole one day we
Mhm.
finished. Hmm.
Uh, So what was the outcome out of that? Out of those 250 you invested in our, I want to say, proven business model, proven business system. Like, what did you get out of that?
Well, I would say that I got quite a bit, like, because I got a lot of connections. So the first lead got me to a realtor, and that realtor, like, referred me to an investor. So, like, I kind of got connected, and then I think I got my return pretty easy. Yeah, to be honest.
And if we talk about like a dollar figure with 250 invested, how much did you make within the same month? It was January, which is, by the way, you can call it like pretty slow, right? This is like pretty slow time for any refinishing work or any skilled trade work in general, right? Because not a lot of people look for the home improvement services within like even winter time, I want to say. But managed to, as I remember, get it back to you. So what was your return on that very investment?
It was about 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, and then,
Profit,
like,
right? Not in terms of like the value, like all of the projects, but that's how much you actually made in and put it in your pocket after you
yeah.
like done a good job. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's really good
a
return on the
lot,
investment.
going on, like the projects, like, the first lead, it got me another lead, and, I was able to, I would say that the first investment, I probably closed two leads. I probably did. So you were right when you told me that, like, maybe, like a 30% of the leads are, like, good, but,
Yeah. Yeah, but
mhm.
usually conversion ratio is around like 30 to 40%. So on average, as I always say, we look at like 3 to 4 jobs out of 10 leads on average. It can be, the number can be higher, of course, depending on the like sales skills, which is in our case also quite important, because uh, it's not just about the leads themselves, it's also about the whole system, right? Like a vehicle that you're being provided so you can run it, and that's it, like fairly easy. So I remember I got you those leads, and I also provided you with the system, with the whole system, like how to approach clients properly, what to say when you schedule the appointment, what not to say, such as like little things like we never give up like price per square foot or something like that, because we don't
Right.
find it professional, right? Okay, can you let me know, like, it's April now, and I remember from the very beginning when we spoke, I told you that best case scenario for you would be to step off the tools completely, like as much as possible, and not to touch them like anymore, so you can have people work for you.
Yeah.
Did that work out well too?
Yeah. I mean, I got, I would say I work with around 10 people, 10 refinishers, like,
Yeah.
well, like, I would say like 4 crews, and then, I kind of like, each crew has like 3 or 4. So yeah, I was able to network with some good workers, and yeah, that's how I'm doing it with Monday Refinishing.
Was it hard for you to establish relationship with local refinishers who you haven't known yet? So from my understanding, you in our case, our first step was get you the leads, get you the system. Everything is working. You see the potential, because like next thing, remember what you did? You contacted me and told me, Walter, can we do more? I want to do more leads because I need more work, because you've got the network of people who can work with you now.
Mhm.
So the question is, was it hard to set everything up uh, after I suggested it to you and helped you going in that better direction? Because from my understanding right now, you don't do any physical work yourself, right?
Well, I mean, I do it, but like I don't really have to, because
Okay.
there's guys that they want to keep working,
Yeah.
and I get them the work, and I pay them good, and we all win, because like I get the I probably get not the whole profit, but I'm able to help them get a good get their money, because they work hard for it, so
Of course. It's like win-win situation for everyone, from my understanding, because you have time, because you don't have to be on tools all the time. You can go close the job, drop the deposit, assign your guys, give them a little heads up saying, like, hey, I've got this project for you next week or the following week. So they're
yeah,
chill, right? They don't have to drive around trying to win the business with the clients, do bids and all this stuff. It's everything is taken care of by you. So that's
yeah.
why it's all working, and they value refinishers, local refinishers, they value this
Or they-
cooperation. You okay? In terms of same like dollar figure, what kind of amount are we looking at right now for you as a like business owner and operator of such system?
I would say that in a week I'm doing maybe 10 to 15,000 on closed deals. It
Mm-hmm.
depends. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
How
depends.
much?
There's some weeks where like uh I might be just having a lot going on at work, and like the leads, I don't really have the time to work on them, like
Yeah.
call them and whatnot. But like most of the time when I take like a day and I just go over the list and call them. Most of them are willing to work with us, so it's pretty easy. They because they just want to you know hear like the professional talk about their floors. So
Does does it have uh, does it have anything to do with the online presentation of the service? Because we did set it up so when clients connecting like in touch with you, they don't even know that we exist, right? They're just getting in touch with you directly. You not like it's not like they're sending a request and that request is being sent to multiple contractors at a time. In this case, they're contacting directly you and no one else. Does it help?
oh
Or
yeah, it helps big time. Yeah, yeah.
that's
I,
good.
I feel it gives me like a big advantage, like a huge advantage, because I'm able to meet the customer and
Yeah.
sell them like a good product, obviously, and then like for a good price as well.
And in terms of the approach to the clients, any of the advices that I gave you in the past on how to approach clients, that also helps. You can see like how you benefit from that.
Yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm still working on it, but it's because it is it's a system, and it is like everything. Like I say, I'm not really used to like talking to people like on a professional manner about their floors, but you
Right.
can learn. Everything is practical, so as the more I do it, the more I get confident on doing it, and
Uh,
I can go out there and just close a good deal, and just I use your advice like most of the time, all the time when I can, and some other times I just go and I'm like, okay, like this is what we're doing, and I just in and
so
out, but
usually, as
it's
I explain, you don't have to sell anything. You just explain how we work and what we do step by step. So it's a little like element of a little bit of education and at the same time entertainment. So when the clients are looking at us, they're oh, those are professional guys and they know what they're doing. So that's the way it should be. Okay. So closing like 10 to 15 100,000 worth of projects per week and without doing them, what is your average profit out of that? You would say.
Mm, let's see. I try to keep, like just what is fair, and I feel like I keep like the 35% of each of them, and I try to, save on material,
Mhm,
and,
mhm.
like
So
that's kind of my system.
would it be fair to say that after starting using the refinishing system, you started making whatever you were making within the month? Now you're doing it within a week.
Yeah, I will say so. Yeah.
It sounds right, which is awesome. And meanwhile, you don't do any physical work yourself. That's great.
Not really.
But
Yeah.
congrats on the new car. Yeah, I saw your text here like earlier when you showed me a Dodge Ram Rebel, really nice one. 2020, you said,
Yeah.
right?
20. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, yeah, I remember. Like, my first question was like, if is it gas or diesel, any like hybrid or whatever. But yeah, in your case, you're saying that it's like pretty simple. You just write it all off as your business expenses. It
Yep.
doesn't bother you as much, which is totally makes sense. When you start making whatever you were making within a month and now you do it within a week, like those type of expenses, it's not a big deal anymore, technically speaking. And that's why we're doing all of that. So you work with about 10 people, you said. Some of them do installations, some of them do refinishing. So that means you've got like 4 to 5 crews in general, and all of them got helpers. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Yeah. So I met some installers, and they
Mhm.
do hardwood and LVP. So since I know how to do that job too, I kind of like let them know like, hey, I have this going on, like, you guys want to get on it, and
Right.
like I do pay them. Like, let's say just last week I was doing, I mean, just this past week, we were doing like a pre-finish um hardwood floor. So I just go and close the deal, and they go and do it, and they pay me, like, let's say if I charge 425 per square foot, they give me $1, and if it is 800 square foot, then I make like $800 profit, and they, like, they're happy, the customer's happy, and I take a profit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so on average, if we talk about refinishing and these type of installations, and you say square footage wise, you make anything between like $1 and maybe like $2 a square foot on average, to 1 to 2 to 50-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will say. Yeah.
that means all of my numbers are accurate as well. So because I would do some calculations the way like I do it too. So we're in the same page, technically speaking, in this case.
Yeah, and like I try to be fair with the guys. Like most of the contractors around here, they will take. Let's say that if they close a deal, they want to take the 50% of profit clean, and they want, like, the other 50% that goes to the people that actually do the work, and minus the materials. So like it's really low. In my case, I try to do the 50% just for them. I use the 15% for materials, and then 35% is profit.
Perfect. Okay. From 1 to 2 to $58 per foot. Well, in this case, yeah, when you take care about your guys, they are able to provide a good quality for the work, and that's why you keep it all running smoothly without any problem. And you never pay like hourly rates to them, right? It's just
Oh no.
strictly project. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember talking to like fewer finishers like out there, and they would, oh, this system doesn't work because I would pay my guys good, and they're getting paid like 35, $40 an hour, and I'm like, okay, what if we talk about like half day of work when you come over and you gotta do like just coding and that's it? Are you gonna pay them for like a couple of hours of work? They cannot survive on that money, so you gotta get
Yeah.
them, make sure they're getting paid fair fairly, right? Otherwise, of course, no one's going to stay and work for you for like hourly rate, especially in our case when we deal with these type of work, this type of labor. When like most of the projects, they can be nailed down within like 3, maximum like maybe 5 days on average. If we talk about average size project, right? Anything like
Yeah.
7-8 square feet. Yeah, I also wanted to double check, by the way. Columbus, Ohio, that's where you're located. What is the average size projects that we usually obtain for you?
So between 600 to 800 square foot, but there's also just kitchens, hallways. There's all kinds of houses, but I would say average is just from 600 to 800. Yeah.
Also accurate. Okay. Needless to mention, yeah, there are some like 300-400 square feet that are not the majority of the projects. Also, for the like 1,200, like 1,500, 2,000 square feet. Also, like there are some of those, but since in our case we're dealing with homeowners directly, right? They contact us for this work, and a single family house on average is around like 600 to 800, unless something bigger or commercial projects. I'm not sure if you had a chance to deal with any of those so far. You are, yeah.
I think I will in the future. Yeah.
It's inevitable, of course. Especially now, like when you told me that you got connected thanks to also the platform and thanks to our system, you got connected to like multiple different people who are interested in our services, such as like realtors, bigger general contractor companies and stuff. Absolutely. Insurance companies, they also will be in touch, I think.
Yeah, insurance, that's for sure. I'm doing a 2,000 square foot of for an insurance company next week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna be natural and pretty straightforward. So and it's one day refinishing lead. That was a good one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish
Right
that
now,
one was like 2,000 plus.
plus it's perfect. Yeah. Well, we're most likely we will get there like eventually when we're trying to beat like on some of the commercial projects. But I want to say already we had a chance to recommend ourselves as a pretty established good brand, and right now like such stores as like Banana Republic store, for example, it's like a chain of like clothing stores. They contact us from time to time, so like they're like here in Vancouver, Canada, when they contacted us and we did the job for them. Afterwards, they were like, "Oh, got more locations like all around." And from my understanding, they've got similar design as their kind of feature thing. So in each store, they would have this Brazilian chair refinished. So they want us to refinish that one. So that means next time they need to get the refinishing done in their store in Columbus, Ohio, for example. One Day Refinishing is going to be the first company they're going to be contacting. So I think you should expect to hear back from them.
That's nice. So.
Yeah. Right now, Luis, you're at 30 leads a month, right?
Yeah.
And you're usually closing like roughly 30 to 40% of those.
Yeah, I would say that I think with time, I've been able to use a little bit some of the tricks that you show me when you're like on the phone with them, and it works. It works. I'm like, wow, it does work.
Yeah. Well,
I just go and close the deal.
You
also,
just gotta kind of experiment a little bit and see how people react. And as soon as you get comfortable with talking, it's fine. I mean, people are people, and they just want to make sure they can talk to you in a friendly manner, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So if you're gonna get like twice more, let's say 60 leads, do you see that your profits will be like twice more as well? Or is it going to be complicated in terms of like management, or you don't really see any
Yeah,
problems with
I think we as for right now, we will probably do 2 more months of 30 leads, because I'm still like building relationship with the refinishers
it, right?
and the installers. But since when I start to feel like we are solid, like, I definitely gonna go with more. But yeah, like, I think for now, I've been able to make some good contacts with apartment management, and they keep me busy, so
Yeah, yeah,
the leads keep coming, and like, I'm also busy handling like the referrals from the first jobs that I did back in January. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's the way to go. Referrals are the best in this case.
Yeah.
Okay, but you see the potential, right, of how it can be, how it can, how it can be done, and it's like the picture of this is like pretty clear to you that
Mhm.
making like 3,800 a month, then you start making that amount of money within a week. Ideally, like for me to be a reason and help you like land down jobs in an easy way and generate at least like, well, in this case, if you're gonna double whatever you're doing right now, you will be looking at like at least 8,000 per week in profit, which is a very good amount of money if we talk about like this very industry. Meanwhile, you don't
Yeah.
do any work yourself. I know that most of the finishers do that amount of money within a month by doing the work, by running the tools and machines, and it's tough. I remember like when even I was doing that myself. Like it was fun
Yeah.
first few gigs, but eventually you start thinking, okay, I'm limited, right? I'm limited
Yeah.
with my hands, with my time. I've got only like 6 to 8 hours a day to do this work. If I don't take any break, I'm done. For, like next day, I'll feel tired and sore.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Well, in my case, to share a little bit, so when I was refinishing the floors, I remember I was handling, 3 to 4 jobs a week, with the crew, because I was like a crew leader. You will say, like, I was the one that was speaking to the customer, and I'll talk to the supervisor and everything. And I would say that, like, I was handling all these jobs, and somebody else was making profit, and but I was just investing on learning, like, just putting the time, and because it's not an easy job, it is really hard. So you put in some
you mean
time working on the tools, but then, like, once you're ready to take a different perspective of the whole uh or refinishing, that's when you know things change.
so in this case, you start treating your business as a business versus sending jobs here and there, and in that case, yeah, you start seeing like the bigger picture. As soon as I realized that, it was also my kind of, one of the milestones in this case, because doing the work by yourself, being limited with yourself and your own time, it's tough. Meanwhile, there are a lot of guys who also can do this work, and there were like a lot of people who actually could do it way better than I could
Yeah.
because they're way more experienced. They're like over 10, 15, 20 years in business. And I'm like, well, why don't we set it up in a way when we work like in a similar direction, and so everyone is happy. So like I did it, you did it, Caesar did it. I like over other like guys did it with us, and we don't see any reason why this system would not work for someone who's adequate, interested in stable
Yeah.
income, work, and needless to mention, like right now, when you have more time, you like I remember we touched base regarding that like once when we were on the phone. That you have more time for yourself right now, right? For
Oh
yourself,
yeah.
your family, your daughter, your wife. It's
Hmm.
all counts because in the end of the day, that's why we do this, right? All this business, grinding down, making money, so we can trade that and make up some time so we can spend it with the loved ones, with the significant others. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we're in the same position and same situation. In my case, what was my I thought, like, if I share with you everything that I've learned from the past, from my experience, and I share it with you, and you can use it and benefit from that, we both winning from that. We both
Yeah.
can make it work. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally. In such cases, when I hear the feedback like yours, when you say that you've got more time for yourself and your family, it definitely makes us, and me personally, move forward with this, and I get even like more motivated. The only reason sometimes it's um, hard to deliver this very message, because when I contacted you first, what you were saying, you were a little skeptical, but right now, like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that I it's not like I didn't trust you, but on the internet there's just a lot, like there's all kinds of scams or
a
whatnot.
lot of
So
stuff going on for sure. Yeah.
mhm.
But since we do business and we treat it as business, we gotta be more serious, I would say, about the whole concept. So I think the terms that we have at this very moment, at least, I'm sure they're gonna change very soon, because we see the value. We see and we realize the value of our work. Because look at this, like, thanks to our work together, you start making like 4 times more money. Whatever you were making within a month, now you're making it within a week. And I can tell other people, like, I did it with Luis, and I'm proud of that. I wanna help you same way. Is there any
Mhm.
reason why I cannot do that? I don't see any. So the sky is the limit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can say that I have, it's at this point it's not even about the money. It's more
Right.
about about just handling more business, because we do this without, obviously we do it for money, but there's also a lot of principles and work ethic,
Absolutely.
accountability. Yeah, and then like also respect for homeowners, and respect your coworkers. In this case, would be your subcontractors, and or your refinishers, however you want to call them. uh I call
Team,
them family.
family, yeah,
Mhm.
familia. Okay. Anything else you would like to share with some guys who also might, struggle these days, that are in kind of the same position as you used to be? Anything you would like to know to tell them, in terms of this work, and why they should try it and not, hesitate, and not having like any second thoughts or something? What kind of message would be?
I would say that just like investing and putting the money on you or one day refinishing is just I can say that like if they put their money and they put in their faith on that it's going to work, it's going to work, because homeowners will call and they will respect you. They will take you as a professional. They will they will pay whatever price you're given, and you know uh I don't know what else to say, like, to be
In my
honest.
case, in my case, you see, this is the biggest challenge on how to deliver the message, and explain and explain that there is no reason not to trust. But I understand a lot of people, they
Yeah,
might, got burned or something in the past.
yeah, I was gonna ask you actually, about how does your, the whole, because I'm doing 30 leads a month, but
Yeah.
then if I wanted to get the corporate email and then the
Yeah,
premium or the prime partner, or how does that work?
we just do the next step, and we start to load you up with like twice more leads, and you're becoming a prime partner. In this case, you get all of the corporate emails, merchandise, anything you need, so we can land down more jobs and win more business. Like, we're here to do everything that is possible, everything that is in our hands, as long as you can benefit from that, and we can move forward, especially with the business development, because business development is the first thing that we're looking at. And by helping you develop the business, we develop our business. That's why this very relationship, as a business relationship, is working out great, because we work together. By helping you grow, you're helping us grow. And that's how we move forward. So as soon as you're ready, yeah, we'll jump on that, and you will receive all of that. It's pretty simple.
Listen, okay. I mean, like I told you earlier, I have maybe 4 or 5 refinishers. They're like they all got helpers,
Yeah,
and since I pay them good, they're willing to keep on doing jobs for me. And at the same time, uh w- I've been getting like the fanciest houses up in Dublin, or like the good areas. So
right.
anybody want to do them, anybody
Wealthy,
else.
you're talking about wealthy neighborhoods, right?
Yeah,
Where you're getting the requests from. Well, yeah, it totally makes sense when you show up with your team and everyone is wearing like one day refinishing like merchandise, like
that'd be nice.
t-shirt and everything on the outfit. Yeah, it definitely looks like, oh, solid professional guys. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm up for
Yeah,
it for sure.
yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I will, like I say, it's not about that. I don't, like I don't trust you, but I'm gonna go 2 more months of 30 leads, just because I want to get practice. I want
Of
to.
course, it's all steps for the development. We are not. We started with $250. Then you called me yourself saying like, "Hey, can we do like 2,000, or what is that like right now? Is it like we're 2,000 a month now?"
I think we're doing 1,500, so it's what, like 850.
Oh yeah, biweekly. Yeah, we do biweekly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
800.
yeah. In some case, I remember we're doing 30 leads. 30 leads a month. Next step for us would be to double it. Yeah, and then that's when you can, you can call yourself like a prime partner, and we will take care of all of the stuff related to like the outfits, corporate emails, and all that stuff. Which is like we're already on that route. We will make it work as long as you can keep up with the flow of the work that coming your way. So yeah, we want to make
But
sure you're not overloaded, right? Because that's the last thing they want to do is when we overload you with work. So that's why we say that our like the blueprint, like a roadmap with the development stages for the business, that we've recently developed with my partners too. It's I think like a lot of people gonna benefit from that too, because it's like right now for you, it's like you do realize how you can make money without touching the tools. But when I talk to someone who was doing refinishing himself, and they were on the tools all the time, and when I tell them, hey, you're gonna be making 4 times more money and without touching the tools, it sounds unrealistic to them, and they say, oh, it sounds too good to be true, so stop feeding me with this bullcrap. I'm like, well, that's why we're like, look, here are the stages. Stage number 1, when you do it all like in an easy way, and then we help you build up the system, and we look at it as a like proven business model that it's already working. That's why
Mhm.
we don't see reason why it would not work for anyone, as long as you speak English and you can talk to the customer,
Yeah,
especially if you're related to the industry. Like anyone we look right now. We look at anyone who is in the industry, like let's say sales guys who do like selling of like flooring, the who like flooring shops, flooring stores. Like people will benefit from this system too, as long as they
Yeah,
have some little knowledge in the industry. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. As long as you have some knowledge, yeah, you'll be able to, close some good deals. And if you do a good job, obviously people are gonna recommend you, and they're gonna recommend one day refinishing. And I would say that that's just it's just a unique brand.
Unique brand. Some of the new guys who contact me for the system, for this proven business model, they are expressing the concerns regarding the very name. They're saying like one day refinishing, like do you guys do refinishing within a day? They start asking me these type of questions, which is in your case. Do you find it challenging with the clients when they contact you, and then they really expect you to do refinishing within one day, or when you talk to them you explain them what's behind this idea?
Yeah, so no, they don't expect it to be done in one day, most of them. And like, we obviously tell them that the project itself is, it'll take, from 2 to 4 days to even a week. So
Right.
you just gotta let them know that, and to be honest, now I will say personally, like, customers don't really question the name. Obviously, what they do is, like, they're like, "Are you the owner?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my goodness," and I'm like, "Yeah. I mean, this is what we do."
So, having this backup, I already asked this question, but just to clarify, clients, they're like you. System works in a way when you use the platform, so customers contact you, as I mentioned. So it does get you more credibility, right? When clients are dealing with you or you're dealing back with them. So, as you said, they respect you, which is like I was like, oh, that's something new. Like I haven't heard that from other guys. But you're highlighting it, and you're saying that they do respect you, and they look at you as a professional. So that
Yeah,
means you look way more credible in their eyes
yeah,
because you're representing the brand, the system. So there's, as I said, no reason to not to trust you as a established or finishing brand and company who the homeowners trust in the end of the day.
yeah, yeah. So they don't really question, what we do. So, I would say the first customer, or like one of the first, he was just like, "Who does your marketing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I just, pay somebody." And he was like, "Oh, well, good luck." But, like, that was it,
Hmm.
you know. And when he said that, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, because, they might be like, oh, he just bought a lead or something." But
Yeah,
it is a
yeah.
little,
In
you
our
know.
very case, see, it's not the lead generation system. It is brand that it's being pushed and educate homeowners on the whole enterprise, like what is refinishing, because we want them to know as much information as possible before they can use, so they can be more serious about their intention. We don't want
Mhm.
them to be just curious, like what kind of work is that. So yeah, definitely people who are interested in our refinishing service, ideally within like 1 to maybe 2 3 month ish, those are our audience, and those people who we are trying to focus on and attract their attention and lead their way.
Yeah.
Despite of that, needless to mention, none of those leads are going through like, I don't want to use the names of those other, online advertising platforms, but like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and more,
So,
more I talk to the finishers, especially from the United States, I get this feedback that they're saying like, well, we're not very happy. To be honest, they're not happy at all with some of the prospects and some of those platforms. So it's for what we figured on our end when we were building the whole system, that when homeowners shop on those platforms, they are they're being promised like up to 5 quotes, lowest possible price on the market, or some stuff like that, which is like we've never done. We treat ourselves in a way that, okay, we've got like most of the refinishers who work with us, and you in this case like got like over 5-10 years of experience in this whole game. So that's why we can say that we do this for a living. And if we do this for a living, the quality of work is the very like top quality, right? So that clearly means that we cannot compare ourselves to any of those platforms, because we're capable of saying out loud that, hey, we actually do it all ourselves. We don't need those other platforms, so we can reach out to the customers. We are self-efficient in this case, and that's also what makes us successful. I want to believe that.
Yeah, definitely that helps a lot, because homeowners want to see the the professional, and like they want to see like, because their website has just a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and everything is transparent. So when if you just go there, to be honest, I don't really have to I mean, I still use your system, but there sometimes when you don't really have to say anything. Most of the people, they do the talking themselves. They kind of like sells themselves out, like.
It's the best way, when they talk themselves into the sale. They were like, okay, yeah. It feels like clients want, like, they're eager to hire us. They're like, oh, can you do this for us like in 2 weeks, please? Sometimes I hear that from the customer. I'm like, wow, that's a very good reaction. I want that. I want that for all of us, for everyone who's working with us, including you, including Caesar and Jason. Well, the list is long, so I'm not gonna go there. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, I'm very glad. I'm very glad that we made it with you. And as I told once, like, people like you, Luis, you are like the one who makes me feel good about my work, and drives me to move forward and help more people, because we all are in this. In order for us to succeed, I think when we combine our efforts, we can make it work, for sure.
Yeah, to be honest, I thank you so much, because like I have so much respect for you and for what you do. And as long as we keep on working, everything like everything will go step by step. So at this time, I would say that things are going great. And I would say the more confident that I get on talking to customers, I will be able to close more deals.
Before I let you go, you close a lot of projects actually on the spot, because sometimes they don't really like to do that. They just come over, they give the quote, they give the idea, then they're like, oh, we'll do the quote, and then they leave. And you know how it all works. Like in my case, what I like to do, I come over, I do the presentation, here's the price, negotiations, close the deal. And for some of the guys, it's not okay to do it that way. That's why they're like, okay, we'll send you the quote, and then they wait for the clients to kind of get back to them. But you know how it works, right? With the customers, when they get busy with their own life, like they might be busy with anything, and they might even forget about refinishing. Like recently, I got a phone call from a lady who contacted me like right before COVID. Well, that's a good excuse, because she was like, well, there was a COVID with anything. Like I looked at the quote, it's like from like 2019, and I'm like, whoa. And she already paid the deposit back then, so we had a deposit for like over 4 years sitting in our account. And she finally called back saying, like, I'm ready to go. So we're gonna do the job that I 4 years ago. That's why nowadays when my guy, like some of the guys who contact me for this system, tell me that, oh, you cannot close the deal on spot. I can say, well, I closed the deal on spot, even if I don't do work right away, but in 4 years, which is of
Mm-hmm.
course
Yeah.
out of the aisle in this case.
You gotta
But
teach me how to
how to do,
close the deal on the spot. Yeah.
pretty easy. Yeah. Well, let's do another like training call together, and I'll share that with you. Not a problem. Because I like to be as efficient as possible, and I know that most of the clients are looking for not only the lowest possible price, they're looking for a fair price for this, right? And they want to choose someone who they can trust. Most of the time, customers are not willing to go ahead because they just don't want to make a mistake. That's why they think like more time they're spending searching or thinking about that, but they might get to some kind of a result, which is it's not the case. They already contacted the most credible guys who does that for a living. So we just gotta answer all of their questions and explain away all of the concerns. That's what
Yep.
I usually do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's I think it feels good to be seen as a professional and to carry a brand and to know that you're the owner of the brand and you're trusting me for with it with it. And I will say that that can change anybody's life, and I think it changed mine because I do have more time for me and I can focus on improving. Like I'm reading right now, and just relaxing. So yeah,
That's awesome.
and tomorrow
Please.
is Monday, and I don't have to go to work. Like I can just wake up, uh, make a couple
Not being
calls.
yes, yes,
I
that's
got big
a freedom.
projects.
That sounds like a freedom. Unlike when you gotta wake up early morning, like, oh, I've got this gig, I gotta be there by 7, so I gotta can get a key from the customers, and then like whole day, grinding, grinding, grinding.
Yep. Hmm.
I'm glad that this very opportunity worked out for you and has been working out for you in a very beneficial way, and you can see the value behind that. I'm eager to move forward and help you like in any way that we can. As I said, like if we will need to implement like new strategies, or as you recently requested, add more well-being neighborhoods in your city, not a problem. We can customize and help you out that way anytime, because we value our relationship and we want to keep it working. So
And I
do you have
so far it's
any?
working.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you have any other questions for me today, or you can let me go, or I should let you go?
I think I let you go, Walter, because I don't really want to take much of your time either. I try to not to, I can go weeks without talking to you because, I know you handle a lot. So, I feel like I'm like, if he can handle, all that, I'm gonna just focus on like the customers that I'm dealing with and, find solutions on my own. And I rarely will contact you with regarding of refinishing or what. I kind of
Time,
figured out myself. Yeah.
anytime, as I said, yeah. Like, how was that deal, by the way, when you that you had to resolve the issue where you did like the that lady, she was asking about some problem. Well, you had some deficiencies or something like that that you had to handle or something.
Yeah, so what happened is that I did a buff from Rico, and it was the pre-finish, so it kind of peel off and it just looked bad. So I went and fixed it, and uh the guy was happy. He did not pay me the full amount, which is unfortunate, but I'm not gonna argue about a couple of
So
short dollars.
you gave him a little kind of discount, right, on that.
I would say yeah. That's kind of, you can take it like that because it's just a fair thing to do.
From my experience with the Caesar, what he taught me, he said like any stuff that is finished with aluminum oxide, it's got to be like at least like 7 years old, ideally over 10. Over 10 years old, the aluminum oxide finish starts to get like weaker. It's like
Mm-hmm.
more weak within time because the wood is shrinking and expanding because of the temperature changing. But the aluminum oxide that was applied on top, it doesn't have that feature. So that's why within like certain period of time, it starts peeling off. So it's over 10 years old. It's weak enough for us to buff it. Of course, most of it will remain afterwards. But after the buffing, as you remember, like it will look a little milky here and there. And after some cleaning, you do the application with a clear coat, and it's not gonna peel. At least that's what's been, that's what we've been cooking so far. Like Caesar's experience, he said, like, yeah, 10 years old, we can do recoating, not a problem, but still, we gotta be, reasonable and careful with that, of course.
Yeah, I was doing a refinish buff and recoat last month, and like I thought it was gonna be really easy, and it was. I spent like 3 hours on the buffer, just going and back and forth, and I was like, oh man, what did I walk myself into? I could have just, well, I just wanted the guy. I just want to save some money for the guy, but
Yeah.
taking the scratches off the pre-finish, it was hard.
Mm.
But
So
the guy paid
you were
top dollar. So
top.
the I would say that the market value of that one job was around maybe 800 to 900. I closed it for 2200. So I would say that was a solid profit. Yeah.
That's a way to call it that. Like the job that is 900 in dollar figure, right? 900, and you
Yeah.
close it for 2400.
Yeah. 22. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a
That's
good one.
nice
I want
skills.
I want to know myself.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's the way to go. I like it.
Mhm.
I like it. All right, Luis. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the feedback. Let's move ahead and
You're welcome.
let's make more money. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Hey, you have a great night, okay? Talk to you
You
later.
too. Thanks a
Bye
lot for
bye.
your time. Talk to you in a bit.